Laney, we could stand up here and talk about your fun-loving personality or your generosity towards others, but we wouldn't want to take 20 minutes. Instead, we're going to talk about more embarrassing topics such as your size, your various injuries, and your over-energetic qualities. For all of you who are not that close to Laney, you're probably above 6 foot. Laney gets a lot of attention even though she's small. She shows that size doesn't matter. Laney can frequently be seen catapulting across rooms, into other doors, or being whacked with backpacks twice her size. Despite the fact that she is probably injured as a result of these accidents, she bounces right back to her normal self and goes on with her day. Laney lives in her own separate little world. In a world she denies that she is a Pacific Islander from Hawaii and instead believes she's Kesha. She denies that she literally has no sense of time or whatsoever and goes by Laney time. In her world, she believes she's a good singer and coordinated, which we know is far from true. Although she lives in an alternate world, it is easy to see how she is one of the most genuine people that you can meet. She will always be there to cheer someone up regardless of the situation. She always has a smile on her face and something crazy to say to lighten the mood. In your world or not, you're a great friend. Good luck in your speech. We love you, and sure you'll hit the jackpot.
Hinkebein has always known that I am way cooler than her, and quickly realized that she, as well, needed an ankle injury. So Mia claimed that she had fallen at ice skating class and knew for sure that her ankle was broken. The 2 days that I spent painfully waiting, she spent throwing horrendous Mia tantrums. And so after the 2 days had passed, my mom took the two of us to the doctor for both of us to get x-rayed. I thought that the only difference between Mia and my ankle was that mine was blue and purple and swollen all around, and hers looked completely normal, with an anklet and a fresh pedicure on top of it all. But when the results came back, I had been mistaken. To our surprise, the doctor explained that Mia's ankle was severely broken and needed to be iced another week in order to put a cast on without the swelling under it, and may end up needing surgery. On the other hand, my ankle was cleared as perfectly fine and good to go for the 3rd grade zoo week field trip. The car ride home was a car ride of shame. I felt like a wimp for using crutches before my x-rays for no reason, and I felt bad for making fun of Mia's disastrous tantrums with Jake. But I guess on the bright side, the good news was that I got to go walk around the zoo for days with my friends, and without crutches, although I was still in a little pain. Late Tuesday morning, after the doctor's office, I met up with my classmates at the zoo, and we spent hours and hours walking around, and I learned that my ankle would not stop shaking and began to swell even more. The 2nd and 3rd day of zoo week, we walked around even more, classifying animals, and I noticed it constantly turning different colors and still swelling up more. Thursday came around, and my entire left leg was throbbing and swollen up to my knee. The zoo instructors informed us that today's activity was racing up the walk wall. Good thing I couldn't even lift my leg anymore. The teachers soon realized something was definitely wrong when my ankle gave out and I fell 3 times randomly walking to get to the rock wall. Thankfully, they got a maintenance truck to drive me around the rest of the time. Through the rest of Thursday, I spent a lot of quality time driving around with Gary, my new zoo maintenance friend, seeing different animals and picking up trash. He told me stories of how animals had gotten loose before and some pretty intense stories about how they've rescued many animals that they keep there. Gary asked how my injury occurred and was curious as to what was wrong. I explained the tragic basketball game incident and about the x-ray results. I explained to him that it did still hurt a lot, and he asked me why I didn't speak up about it to anyone. I didn't really know. He explained that if something was actually wrong with it, then I could be making it worse every time I walked or used it. He advised me to speak up because I was hurting. What Gary said made sense to me, but that didn't change the x-rays. It was finally time to go back to the doctor to have Mia's cast put on. When the doctor came in, he brought the x-rays to explain to my mom the injuries that he'd be treating. As he looked at the x-rays and looked at Mia's ankle, the doctor of the year came to realize that this was not Mia's ankle. It was in fact mine. He left the room to go get copies of both of our x-rays and came back apologizing for mixing us up. Our appalled reactions left us speechless. But don't worry, the doctor made everything better when he gave us all lollipops. I ended up with an even worse injury after walking around the zoo, and this time it was my turn to crutch around and ice my ankle until the swelling was low enough for a new cast. The bad news was that now, because the injury was worse, this meant a longer amount of time would be spent with the cast and crutches, and a much longer time spent going to physical therapy to help heal and restrengthen it. I spent the rest of my 3rd grade year and half of the summer vacation on crutches. Since then, I've re-injured it 3 times and continued to spend countless hours of physical therapy. I was actually re-evaluated yesterday and faced with the big question of to either get surgery to repair all the faulty ligaments and other injuries, or to continue on as I have been with my non-supportive ligaments and muscles. I'm not sharing this story today to show a grudge that I may hold against a certain doctor or just complain about how much it sucks to battle this ongoing injury. Something I've learned from this injury was what my friend Gary from the zoo taught me. You should always speak up if there's something bothering you, and if you leave something that may be important unsaid, then no changes will be made to help you, or in my case, the longer you wait, the worse the outcomes will be.